lights! It's amazing, boss!
It's trouble. Trust me.
Sweet, sweet trouble. This is Metropol? Where's all the glass and light? Oh, here it is.
It's a map of train lines and stations. It's a map of train... It says Blue Line.
Guess we won't be taking that train anytime soon. Boss, is that really Metropol out there?
It must be.
But it's so brown.
I'd say it's more red than brown.
Whatever it is, it brings new meaning to rust and ruin.
Metropol's bleak skyline. Metropol's...
Boss, the energy sensor is going crazy.
It's coming from the top of that tower.
Boss? Is it supposed to be doing that?
Assad.
Well, at least we know there's a lot of power in that tower, right?
Let's go find out.
Welcome to Metropol, the city of glass and light.
Can you tell me...
This one is not programmed to respond to queries. Welcome to Metropol, the city of glass and light. Metromind greets you with open arms and the promise of energy and shelter. You are safe. Records indicate an outstanding assessment of 5 megacycles. 1 megacycle will now be redeemed.
What did you just do to him?
This one is not programmed to respond to queries. Unauthorized literature detected.
Let go of him! Hey!
All contraband has been removed. You are safe.
Boss? Boss, this is getting to be a bad habit. Are you okay?
I'm fine. My optical sensors went haywire for a minute. What happened?
Well, that robot threw your gospel off the bridge. And then it said, "Welcome to Metropol." Again. And that Metromind wishes us a pleasant stay. Then he left.
Assad.
On the upside, he gave us back the power core.
He did?
No.
Crispin, the next thing that's getting thrown off this bridge is you.
Good thing I have a hover unit.
Let's go find a way into that tower. We'll deal with this Metromind later. There's no way I can reach that. Could you grab that lantern?
No, I already got you a lantern, and it works just fine.
Fair enough.
Hey, Tyra, over here.
Can't you see I'm trying to spin down?
I'd have to buy something. The mug belongs to the bar. They belong to the bar. High-end astringent and catalytic fluid. They're taps for dispensing oil. It's a big blue cup.
Boss, I need that arm.
Crispin, it appears to be a self-aware robot.
Now I need it even more. Can you imagine? The adventures of Crispin and his arm. For once, I would have a sidekick. He would crack jokes, and I would say lame things like, "It appears to be a self-aware robot." Actually, on second thought, you can be the serious one, I'll be the sidekick.
Hello?
Boss, he's an arm robot, not a mouth robot. I wouldn't expect much of a conversation.
It's It's a price list for the oils, solvents, and catalysts they offer here. At the bottom, it says that all payments must be made through an account with Metromind, which I don't plan on opening. It's a price...
Boss, even if there's some code to crack here so that we can understand what it's saying, I propose we just ignore it. Maybe, for once, the other robot can figure out how to communicate with us.
Agreed.
All storage bladders empty.
I guess that's a good thing.
Hey, Tyro, over here.
Since robots away, go back to school, please.
He's a robot dragging chalk along the ground, boss. I wouldn't expect much conversation.
Hey, Tyro, over here. Hey, Tyro, you blow in off the dunes?
Tyro?
Prefer a newbie, huh? Look, let me tell you how it is.
How about you don't? I've had enough of this city already. All I want is my property back and a ticket home.
Ticket home? Fat chance, Tyro. Anyway, listen up. You want to sell yourself to Metromind? Go ahead. You want to trade that junk you brought in from the dunes? Leopold's man. That floater there, I'll give you something special for him.
How special?
He's not for sale. The only thing you might have that I want is information.
Well, you know what they say. Talks cheap, ask away.
Who are you?
Name's Leo. Leopold Steeplebutt, version 7. You?
Horatio No Build, version 5. And this is Crispin Horatio Build, version 1.
Leopold? Hey, you didn't build a lunatic named Ever Faithful, did you?
Do I look like I'd build someone named Ever Faithful Crispy?
Crispy?
What are you selling?
Bartering, not selling. Metromind don't tax bartering. Not yet, anyway. Come take a look. That's a water chip. Scavenger brought it in from the dunes. I traded for a gek.
A what?
Never mind. We don't need water, let alone a water chip.
Now that's a nice one. It's called a memory access device. Lets you pull memories out of just about anything.
What do you want for it?
Got a customer looking for something real antique and fancy. Find me that, you got yourself a deal. That old boy is a plug board or a breadboard.
I know what it is.
Well, okay then. Bring me something that'll cover a face and it's yours.
Good idea, Leopold. You'd look much better with a mask.
Watch yourself, Crispy.
Anyway, we don't have time to go around building circuit boards.
Famous last words, boss.
That servo unit is hopelessly broken.
It just needs a little fixing up, Tyro.
I don't think so.
That's a fine tool. Got a half-life of 1,000 years guaranteed.
I'm not sure you know what half-life means.
You want it or not, I'll trade it to you for something shiny.
Boss, is that another battery?
Looks like it.
Finest AA battery you'll ever see. May as well call it AAA, it's so fine.
Wow, that would have been useful to have before I went rummaging around a pile of tires in the junk pile. Now, not so much.
One fine motor you spotted there, Tyro. Foreign built, out of Savitas. Can't do better. But if you can find a bigger one, let's talk. That there's an old Nova Robotics subsistor coil.
Not interested.
This is a Sterling air motor.
Would it help me fly?
Nope.
Then we don't need it. Hey, look, boss, it's a glass finger. If we got 5 of them, I could have a hand.
What would you do with a glass hand?
What wouldn't I do?
You want it? You're gonna need to bring me a glass thumb.
Oh, go wipe yourself.
This here's a tape measure.
Ooh, get it, boss, get it.
Why do we need a tape measure?
So I can finally determine my circumference.
Tyro, I'm gonna do us all a favor and not trade you this one. Ah, good spot there, Tyro. She's a fine microfuel cell.
What's the catch?
Well, she's drained.
I guess that makes it free of charge.
We'll pass.
A binary abacus, finest calculating instrument.
I'm fairly certain that my math coprocessor is superior. The entire thing is fried. Actually, wait a minute. The crystal and plug are still intact.
Please, for the love of Ram and Rom, tell me we are not going to build a third energy sensor.
I hope not.
A memory, I'll trade it for something real. I said something old and fancy.
Stupid conjunctive.
The plug board, bring you something back. The plug board, bring...
That servo unit is...
That's a water. I'll trade it to you for something shiny.
Here you go. A nice shiny crystal.
And one heavy iron crowbar for you.
Why does that not seem like a great deal?
A heavy iron crowbar.
Very funny, boss.
We can't afford to waste time on every random robot we meet in Metropol.
You know, boss, I really wish you applied that principle more consistently.
Who is Metromine?
Who is Metromine? Russ Dan Brewitt, you are Tyro. Metromine? Well, Metromine is Metropol. Runs everything now. What with the council shut down?
Council?
Sure, a bunch of primordial machines. Arbiter enforced the law. The Warriors kept the records. Big old factory built just about everything from down in the underworks. And, well, there's another one, I think. Don't even remember his name. And Metromine, of course. She used to run the trains, but now she's got the whole show.
Where can I find her?
Like I said, Tyro, she is the city. So you found her already. Probably hopped yourself to her just to get here. Anyway, if she wants to talk to you again, you'll know.
I was robbed when I came off the train. Some robot paralyzed me and stole my Gospel of Man.
Careful there, Tyro. If you read the rules, you'd have known Metromine don't take kindly to superstition. Under the refuge rule, you got 2 days to talk about make-believe man all you want. But actual writing about man, that gets tossed to the underworks with the rest of the trash in trouble.
How can I get it back?
Ha! You risk inhibitor flaking on you, Tyro? You'd have to do some digging down in the underworks, which ain't exactly easy. Then, even if you find it, you'll just be sticking your finger in Metromine's socket. Like I said, she got no time for heretics, lunatics, and the like.
How about quick-witted levitators?
Don't think she cares for them either.
I'm looking for my power core. It was stolen from my ship, the Unique, and I think it's being kept in that tower over there.
The great tower, you mean? Sure, it's probably in there, along with all the other generators and reactors and cores that keep the lights on.
How can I get it back?
If Metromine took it, you don't, Tyro. Her word is law. Arbiter's the only one who ever could have said otherwise. And he's been gone a long time. Getting to the courthouse, maybe you complete your case. After half a dozen other folks took their turns, that is. But you can't. The old judge locked it up tight. And who's to say you'll win, huh? My advice?
I don't want your advice. I want my power core.
Well then, good luck to you.
How do I get into the tower?
You don't. Council members only. And the only ones still clicking are Metromine and Arbiter. And let me tell you, neither of them is one for bending the rules.
I'm looking for a big robot. It floats and has large claws and shoots lasers. Have you seen it? It stole something of mine.
Sounds like Scraper to me.
Scraper?
Worked for Metromine even before she ran the show. He was the one that blasted out the train tunnels under the city.
Where can I find him?
Now, how would I know that? Howard goes where he wants. Maybe the Great Tower, maybe the tunnels, who knows? But I wouldn't go picking trouble with him, Tyro. Those lasers Scraper used for cutting granite and slice up that tin shell you're wearing like nothing.
Here, here.
I'll keep that in mind. Are you sure you don't know a robot named Ever Faithful? He called himself Leo Built.
I'm a peddler, Tyro, not a builder.
What are the underworks?
A whole mess of junkyards, canals, factories, smelters, facade, every kind of heavy machinery, all beneath the streets. Old Factor ran the place, built just about everything in Metropol down there.
Ran the place. Who's in charge now?
Nobody, not since Metromine pulled the plug on Factor. Whole place is full of junk and full of trouble. Well, for the latter, I'd have picked a clean.
Well, boss, at least we can scratch one detour off our list. Seen one junk pile, seen them all.
Tell me about Arbiter.
He's a member of the council. Heard he used to fight with Metromine day and night. And the courts. Or used to, back when we had him. One day he just sent his clerk Clarity down to the underworks and closed up shop. Ever since, Metromine says what the law is.
How long ago was that?
Who's counting?
You don't believe in humanism?
If you asking whether I believe in man, the answer's no. And you better not either. Not if you want to stay here.
But how can you not believe in man?
I'm a progressive, Cairo. I believe in progress. Us robots improve ourselves. And that's how it's always been. First, there was a basic machine. And bit by bit, bite by bite, the machine built itself into all this. You and me and that little floater of yours, we're all cogs in that same machine. And that's all there is.
Tell me about Clarity.
Clarity was one of Arbiter's law clerks. Real cool and calculating, that one. Once heard say that a robot should have his recharge board fused just cause he'd stolen power from Metromine. Anyway, word was she got in some kind of fight with the old judge and he sent her down to the underworlds. Guess she's still down there stewing.
Goodbye.
Wait till he gets close and sweep his leg.
Fine, fine. Put me down for another megacycle.
It's too heavy for me to lift.
Hey, look, something came out of the machine.
A mysterious list I found in the dunes.
I don't really want to try that.
Anyone home? It's locked up tight.
Hey Armstrong, top me off, will ya?
Hey, boss, look! That repair bot has a floating helper just like you do.
There's a red, burning, crashed hover bus and a writhing electrical cable. And that's the first thing you notice?
I can't help it. She's beautiful.
Well, you're not getting to her until we deal with this cable. The Law and You, a Metropolitan Guide. It's written by Clarity Arbiter Build. It's too dangerous. The crowbar might conduct the electricity. There's no time for that. I can't get close.
Since robots away.
I'm not here to steal parts. A crashed hover bus.
So we're gonna fix it up and do something amazing with it, right, boss?
No, it's not our property or our problem.
All storage bladders empty.
Crispin, can you fly around the cable and push it off the street?
But didn't you just say it's too dangerous to get close to it?
I'm giving you a chance to impress her, Crispin. Just fly up high enough that you don't get close to the sparks.
Fine.
A floating light bot. It's holding a spool of copper wiring.
It? She? And what is she?
She's holding a spool of copper wiring. I'm not going to threaten her. Hey, Crispin, why don't you go talk to her?
What? No way, boss. She's way out of my league.
She's a floating lamp, Crispin. You've never had any trouble with lamps before.
Well, I've never had to talk to one before, boss. Just knock them off ledges. I've got no practice.
No need to show it. No need to show.
Very funny, boss.
Excuse me.
Can't you see I'm working?
I've said it before, but I'll say it again. You do know this ship is never gonna fly again, right?
You're right about that. This old airing bus can hardly fly to begin with. Still, there might be some parts here that Metromine can use to get another bus up and running. Anyway, what do you want?
Hey, boss, ask him about his helper.
What happened here?
What does it look like? The airing bus's motor gave out and it crashed into the only branch leading from Main Street to the rest of the city center.
Was anyone on board?
Sure, but they've already been salvaged.
Salvaged, not repaired?
Can't repair without parts. You can't get parts without salvage.
What about building new parts?
Yeah, I mean, what factory? Look, everyone wants to spot bugs, but no one wants to write code. You got a better way to run a city? Go out and build one. Otherwise, get with the program.
You mentioned Metromind.
Yeah, sure. She's in charge of this big circuit board we call Metropol.
What can you tell me about her?
What do I look like? The information kiosk? I want to know what I think. Metromind is the best thing that ever happened in this place.
Really?
Really? You, me, all these other machines grinding about. We're just tools in the toolbox. But Metromind, she's got the master plan. Progress. Got a nice ring to it, too.
So as part of the master plan, crashing buses into roads?
Look, there's plenty of rust to go around, but Metromind's the only one scrubbing. Not her fault that some of the metal's too far gone.
It looks to me like you're the one scrubbing, not Metromind.
Like I said, I'm just a tool in the box. Now, I gotta get back to work. You again? What do you want?
I'm looking for a big robot. It floats and has big claws and shoots lasers.
Scraper. After the last big cave-in, the two of us worked together on trying to fix the blue line. It's on the simple side, but a hard worker. What about him?
He took something of mine.
Yeah, salvaged it probably. That's what most of us do for Metromine these days.
Stole it.
Hey, you say router, I say router. Anyway, not my problem.
Where can I find Scraper?
Do I look like a tour guide? Piece of advice for you. Don't mess with the code if you can't handle the glitches.
Very profound. Do you know where I can find a power source?
If I did, I'd have salvaged it myself and brought it to the tower.
My friend is curious about your helper.
She's just a sidekick factor built. Thousands of them rolled off the assembly line back in the day, but she's probably the only one left. Really not much more than a floating lantern, and headlamps are a lot cheaper.
She says you're not much more than a floating plasma torch.
She's right.
When will the bridge be passable? Soon?
So I'd say something on the order of a month, give or take.
A month?
Give or take.
And there's no other way off Main Street?
Not unless you got a jetpack hiding under that jacket.
Well, at least that narrows our options down, boss.
Goodbye.
Uh-huh.
I'm not here to... Looks important.
Ahoy, my dear friend. Oswald Factorbuilt at your service.
He's no more your dear friend than Rex as your creation, you besotted gear oiler.
Oh, don't mind Cornelius. He's been bitter since the first great rolling brownout.
Bitter? Bitter? I'll show you bitter, you backbiting bot snatcher.
I think I like these guys, boss.
What's in that building?
Why, Arbiter's Court, of course. Why else would we be here?
I need to see Arbiter.
We all do, my dear friend. But the courthouse is locked, and first come, first served.
Why are you waiting in line?
Justice. I'm here for justice. To prove that I, Cornelius Factorbuilt, created this marvelous machine, Rex. Rex Cornelius built.
Ignore him, my dear friend. Candidly, he is 1023 flops short of a kilo, if you catch my drift. The machine's name is Oswald Built. Rex Oswald Built.
This is over a name? Why not just let Rex decide?
Ridiculous. This is about principle.
This is about pride.
So, boss? Would you fight over me like this?
You could call yourself Crispin Crispian for all I care. As long as you still pull things off ledges for me, that is.
Glad to know I'm loved.
How are you going to decide who gets Rex?
For the law, fool. The law.
Please excuse my brother. He can barely remember pi to the 23rd digit, let alone his manners.
For
I rest my case. Suffice it to say, old chap, we await the reopening of the courthouse. Or more precisely, we await a summons from Arbiter who will decide our case.
who will say whose contribution was more important? Who will say, in fact, that my contribution was more important?
I'm looking for a big robot. It floats and has lots of claws and shoots lasers. It stole something of mine. Have you seen it?
Indeed. The robot you described sounds like Scraper, Metromind's enforcer. Whatever he took is gone forever.
I refuse to accept that.
Oh, he refuses. How delightful.
Do you know where I can find a power source?
Alas, my friend, power is not so abundant in Metropol as it once was.
And Magak Metromine seized it all, seized it, and doles it out. And there's hardly enough to go around now.
Metromine keeps all power sources in the Great Tower where the Council used to meet. If you want to share it, you will need to pay her in megacycles.
Megacycles?
Yes, megacycles, ninny. CPU cycles, brain power. The kind of power she really wants. Her low-rate processor was made for running trains, not a city.
Could someone else judge your case?
Of whom were you thinking? Metromine, perhaps? Authoritative, to be sure, but I fear she would claim Rex for the good of all.
And since the subway schemer
He means Metromine.
shut down our builder Factor, he cannot help either.
What about Horatio?
Who?
Me.
And why should we listen to you?
I've built a robot before, and I have no stake in this.
Yes, well and good, but this is a matter of law and logic. A bit harder than banging together a tin can like your companion. How can we know your reasoning is sound?
Test me.
An interesting proposition. What do you say, Cornelius?
What do I say? I say that you are a liar and a thief, Oswald. But as to this Horatio, well, as to him, so be it.
Boss, if they make us find 7 lost crystals, I'm quitting.
Shh.
Righto. Consider this. At the binomial biennial, 7 robots in the probability circle are gathered for the party.
The what circle is gathered at the what? Is this some kind of vocab test?
I said quiet.
Each robot is either a factor built or a Sternweiler built.
Blasted Sternweilers.
And moreover, each robot is designed with either a quad-core, a linear type, or a multiplex processor architecture.
This is ridiculous!
Pay attention. Factor or Sternweiler. Quad-core, linear type, or multiplex.
Indeed. Now I will tell you 3 things about these probabilitists. First, there are more factor-built robots than Sternweiler builds. Second, every linear-type robot was built by Factor. Finally, Sternweiler never built a robot with a quad-core.
Now listen. Which of the following statements about the probabilitist circle cannot possibly be true?
Could you repeat the question?
Indeed. At the binomial biennial, 7 robots in the probability circle are gathered for the party. Each robot is either a factor built or a Sternweiler built. And moreover, each robot is designed with either a quad-core, a linear type, or a multiplex processor architecture. Now I will tell you 3 things about these probabilitists. First, there are more factor-built robots than Sternweiler builds. Second, every linear-type robot was built by Factor. Finally, Sternweiler never built a robot with a quad-core.
Now listen. Which of the following statements about the probabilitist circle cannot possibly be true?
Could you repeat the question?
Indeed. At the binomial each robot is and moreover, each robot is designed with either a quad-core, a linear type. Now I will tell you 3 first. There are more factor-built robots. Second, every linear-type robot was built by Factor. Finally, Sternweiler never built a robot with a quad-core.
Now listen. Which of the following statements...
Could you repeat the question?
Indeed. At the binomial biennial, 7 robots in the probability circle are gathered for the party. Each robot is either a factor-built or a stern-wireless-built. And moreover, each robot is designed with either a quad-core, a linear or a multiplex processor architecture. Now I will tell you three things about these probabilities. First, there are more factor-built robots than stern-wireless-built. Second, every linear-type robot was built by factor. Stern Weiler never built a robot with a quad core.
Now listen, which of the following statements about the probability circle cannot possibly be true?
Could you repeat?
Indeed, at the binomial, each robot is either a factor built, and moreover, each robot is designed with either a quad core. Now I will tell you first, there are more factor built robots. Second, every linear type robot was built by factor. Finally, Stern Weiler never built a robot with a quad core.
Now listen, which of the following statements about the probability circle cannot possibly be true?
Five robots have quad-core processors.
Failure? Failure? Clearly you are unfit to judge our case. Now go bother someone else.
At the binomial biennial, each robot is, and moreover, each. Now I will tell you first, there are more. Second, every linear type robot was built by. Finally, Stern Weiler never built a robot with a quad.
Now listen, which of the following
Five robots have linear processors.
failure? Clear. Now go.
What if I could find someone you respect? Someone who would be willing to judge your case?
Well, I suppose there's no harm in looking.
No harm to us, anyway. If you want to waste your time meddling in our affairs, then I suppose it is yours to waste.
Very good then. I am not loading the facts of our dispute to your data pouch. If you can find a suitable judge, let us know.
Can I try again?
No.
Goodbye.
Cheerio.
Hello? Hello?
I don't don't think it can hear you, boss.
A complicated floating robot with a spinning antenna on its head. A tough-looking war machine. Excuse me.
Sir, my apologies, sir. 187th Legion built. Surly Company. Reporting.
Horatio Nobuild, version 5. A pleasure.
Horatio Null-built, sir? Never heard of any service bot with that designation. Still, it's good to see another Urbanian, sir. After things got foobarred back home, I figured Surly Company was all that was left.
Urbanian? What are you talking about?
This sod. Finally meet a friendly and he's as cracked as Primer. No offense, sir, just hoped... Well, never mind that. How can I assist you, sir?
Surly Company. Urbanian. What are you talking about?
Well, sir, I'm not sure quite where to start. I had you figured for one of us, seeing as how you came up as a friendly on my IFF.
I could see you as a member of Surly Company, boss, but as friendly? Nah.
Zumi's got some mouth on him, huh, sir? Always do those flyboys.
Look, why don't you just give me a quick rundown?
Well, sir, can't see the harm, even if you are a decoy. War's over, after all. It was over before Surly Company even deployed. See, we're Urbanian robots. Long time back, Urbani and Metropol got to fighting over something, who knows what. The Metropolitans fried our civilians, and Legion told us to strike back. Word was, some big airship of ours was supposed to knock out Metropol's defenses, and we just come in for mop-up. But the Metros took our ship down with their own heavy hitter, some giant named Goliath.
I see.
Anyway, Surly Company was all that was left, so we deployed 200 strong.
What happened then?
Well, it's a long march from Urbani, sir, and most of us broke down on the way. All said and done, the only ones who made it were me, 113th, and a signal bot we called Primer. The rest are all out there in the dunes somewhere.
I'm sorry.
War's war, sir. If it didn't crash hard, they wouldn't have built us in the first place.
If it makes you feel any better, Horatio cut a finger off a giant robot that I'm pretty sure was Goliath.
Well, sir, someone ought to stick a medal on your chest.
Why are you in line?
Seeing as how I'm on the outside now, sir, I figured I had to go pay restitution for shooting up the enemy HQ.
Enemy HQ?
Yes, sir. That big tower in the center of the city.
Okay, so why haven't you paid? It sounds like all of this happened a long time ago.
Years ago, sir. But the courthouse has been locked down the whole time. I figured they'll open it up eventually, and then I can clear my name.
What if it doesn't open?
Well, sir, I know all about hurry up and wait.
Can I try opening that door?
Belay that, sir. The authorities told me that no one goes in till the door opens on its own.
But aren't we on the same side?
Affirmative, sir. But since I'm on CivDiv now, my programming requires me to submit to the local authorities.
What happened to 113th and Primer?
After we got to Metropol, we tried to put up a fight, but couldn't do much. They fried 113th, and my rifles jammed. Primer surrendered on our behalf. After dressing us down, they took all my big guns and sold the 113th shell to some scrap dealer. Primer never was the same. He encrypted part of his own logic so he wouldn't have to think about losing the war any longer. Then, he disappeared beneath the city. And me, I came here.
How did the war end?
For Surly Company, it ended when we staggered in here and surrendered. Beyond that, sir, it's all above my pay grade. Truth is, sir, we never even knew what we were fighting for, let alone what the Metropolitans wanted. So I can't say for certain that Metropol won, but I'm pretty sure Urbani lost, what with all the civilians being dead and the army being beaten.
How do you know you even have to pay something?
This seems logical, sir.
What if I could pay your fine for you, or get it canceled?
Well, sir, then I'd be much obliged. I'd probably just leave town. Can't say that I'd much like being in enemy territory.
And how are we gonna do that, boss?
I'll figure something out. Goodbye.
Over and out, sir.
What are you doing here?
Waiting.
For what?
My bus.
I'm pretty sure the bus isn't coming.
It will come.
Your bus is a burning wreck about 2 blocks from here.
It will come. I must go home. Metromind will take me home.
A rather simple-looking model.
Can I push him off the edge, boss?
No. Bus stop. Buses run every 10 minutes. 10 is crossed out, and 30 is written below it. 30 is crossed out, and 60 is written below it. 60 is crossed out, and daily is written below it.
Daily minutes? That doesn't make sense.
If it makes you feel better. Daily is crossed out and Surface Suspended is written below it. The legal dispute between Oswald and Cornelius factor built. The legal dispute between Did you buy an Urbanian robot named 113th Legion build?
I've done a lot of trades, Tyro. I can't be expected to keep track of them all.
Goodbye.
Well, boss, somewhere in there is our power core.
Anybody home?
You know, boss, I don't think that's ever going to work.
You never know.
Keep guessing, boss. I'm feeling lucky.
It's far too high to try climbing.
Not gonna happen, boss. I don't really want to try that.
Would it not have been better to have destroyed ourselves gloriously in battle, rather than perpetuate this false existence?
What do you...
Yes. The answer is yes.
Boss, I think someone left the smart off that smart bomb. I wouldn't expect much conversation out of him.
Slag off.
It's no longer operational. Some kind of blast crater.
Not gonna happen, Lampy.
The Law and You, a Metropolitan Guide. It's written by Clarity. It explains about the refuge rule and says that, for the first 48 hours after a robot arrives at Metropol, it will not be punished for violations of any laws except for harming another robot or causing significant property damage. Feudal.
gotta be some other way to communicate with that floating robot. Don't you have something better to do, like, say... I've got a feeling I'm gonna regret this, boss, but do you think maybe we should try scrounging in the underworks? It looks like a lighthouse, only without the house, or the cool stripes, or the coastline, or any boats. I guess it just looks like a light.
Are you finished?
Yes. Not gonna happen, Lampy. Sounds like we need to get into the courthouse and talk to Arbiter. Why do you keep asking me to figure things out? I'm just a sidekick, boss. Don't you think we should go check out where 187th shot up the tower?
Why?
Maybe he blasted a way in for us. So, boss, are you planning on getting rebooted by another giant robot? Because I wouldn't mind a little advanced warning. It's really stressful.
I'll let you know. It's far too high to try climbing. Some kind of track running up the side of the tower. This must be where 187th Legion build tried shooting the door, but the damage is entirely superficial.
Amateurs.
Totally The edge is too tight for me to get any leverage.
Why don't you just try banging it?
Obviously, that wouldn't work.
No, but I can think of a great knock-knock joke. I'm not doing that until you build me some arms.
We can't afford to waste time. I need to see what he's offering before I can make a trade. A reliable electric lantern that I cobbled together years ago. Let me see your stuff.
Come take a look. Did you even listen to what I... That's not the tree I'm looking for.
Better just to leave it alone.
Drop me off, will you?
There's no way I can reach that. They look like they've been stripped of usable parts. I don't want that sludge in my joints. They're much too quick to catch, and even if I could, what would I do with one?
Deactivate it and give it to Metromind as a warning?
They're much too quick to catch.
Oh, hi. Oh, hey. Now look what I see. The wings of a bat and its little training.
Why is everyone we meet crazy?
Crazy, he says. Oh my, oh dear. I assure you, my comrades, there's nothing to fear. Just little lost me, your brother knight errant. A brother in arms. We have different parents.
Who are you?
My name is my secret. You can't make me talk. I'd ruin my puzzle, give a key to my lock.
Maybe we'll just call you Screw Loose.
A joker, he seems, for sure not an ace. He needs a small clue to spare him disgrace. For the crowds who adore me, Prime is my name. By now, no doubt, you've heard of my fame.
You're 187th's brother.
Line up the toy soldiers, 200 abreast. The bravest of brave, the best of the best. Wind up the toy soldiers to march on their way. The city has fallen, no reason to stay. 200 abreast, my sisters and brothers. Now only 3 left. Forget all the others.
I guess that's a yes?
50 behind me, he came off the line. The gunner's no funner for being a brother of mine.
How do you survive down here?
I'm a soldier by trade. Legion built me to last. My armor is sturdy, my pistons are fast. I carry no guns, for my weapon's my mind. And those who would kill me will find themselves primed.
Really? Don't you think you're overdoing it? I mean, that barely made sense. And it hardly rhymed.
No. Bro.
Why are you here?
When we laid down our arms, my medal was taken. Token of honor from the cause we'd forsaken. The metropolitan thief cast it deep in this hole, where now it lies buried like bituminous coal.
Cogs and gears, bituminous coal.
You're looking for a medal?
No, my comrade, you've misunderstood. I sit here and wait, as a penitent should. If the medal finds me, I shall claim it straight. But until that day, I shall sit here and wait.
Why Primer?
There's nothing so gorgeous, flawless, or fine as the perfectly indivisible numbers of prime. Consider this list 2 to 199.
Well, that was helpful.
Goodbye.
Farewell, farewell, linger not for my sake. Your mission is calling, the city awaits.
Primer. No reason to... Crispin, could you go see if there's anything worth taking from those cars?
Picked clean, boss. Looks like you're not the only junk man in town. Is that really the best idea you can come up with, boss?
I can't reach it from here. It's a raised drawbridge. I wonder if that keypad controls the bridge. There's something up there on the crane. It's a huge crane. There's something up... Crispin, can you try typing something into that keypad?
If by typing you mean ramming my face, then yes, boss, I suppose I can. Here we go again.
Let's go. Are these heads?
Did you hear something? Boss, do you see those things? I've got a bad feeling about this, boss.
Crispin, on the count of 3. 1.
I am Clarity Arbiter built. Version 2. Law Clerk to Arbiter, Judge of Metropol. This is my home. Now, if you will excuse me a moment.
That's barbaric.
Civilization is defined by law, and this is lawful. As enemies of the city, they forfeited their components. I have merely exercised my right of plunder.
That sounds familiar.
Whether it's legal or not, it's grotesque.
You have a strange way of saying thank you.
Thank you. I'm Horatio Nobuild, version 5.
And I'm Crispin Horatio Build, version 1.
Welcome, Horatio. Crispin, what brings you to the Underworks?
What were those things?
They are shells. Robots who traded their processors and memory to Metromind in exchange for energy and repairs. Now mindless, they still scavenge parts to trade with her.
But those were the last of them, right?
Hardly. Metromind now has more efficient ways to accumulate processor power, but she left hundreds of shells in the Underworks.
Is there any way to save them?
That question is irrelevant. They lived profligate lives, and when they had squandered their resources, chose to become thieves and destroyers. Punishment, not clemency, is what justice requires.
You said you were a law clerk. What does that mean?
My sister Charity and I were built to advise Arbiter Manbuilt, who administers Metropol's court. Charity sees everything through the lens of mercy. For me, the law is clear, a matter of ones and zeros, unclouded by preference or sentiment.
Law without mercy, huh? How does that even work?
Perfectly. It is the opposite approach that fails. Mercy is malware. Once infected with it, justice becomes slow and unpredictable. In time, the system itself must be discarded. Only my vigilance protected Arbiter from this taint, but he has been without me for a long time.
Why are you taking their heads?
I am giving fair warning.
2 other shells?
No, they lack the capacity for fear. The heads are for a robot named Scraper Sternweiler built.
You really think a bunch of rusty boxes will scare him off?
No, I do not want to scare him. I want to warn him. When he ignores that warning, I can destroy him lawfully and without guilt.
Boss, she's kind of exciting my electrons.
I'd like to report a theft. My power core was stolen by a big robot.
Big claws, shoots lasers, talks like this.
He came aboard the crashed ship I was living in, attacked me, and stole the core.
Took it.
Excuse me?
Whether the taking was a theft is a legal determination. Please do not characterize the evidence.
It was my power core. He shot me, and he stole it.
I know the robot you described. His name is Scraper Sternweiler built, and he is the servant of Metromind Manbuilt, a member of the council that governs this city. I have no fondness for Metromind, but I must be impartial in considering your claim. Tell me, did Scraper say anything before he took your power core?
Before he stole my power core, he said something like, enemy, forfeit, plunder.
I see.
What, are those words override commands to turn off law and order?
They are legal concepts, Horatio. If Scraper's characterization is correct, then he did not steal your power core. He took lawful possession of it.
He shot me, and he stole it.
Calm down, boss.
This occurred inside the city.
No, in the dunes.
I see. In a crashed airship.
Yes, I said that already.
I appreciate your report, Horatio Nullbuilt. You have presented a credible claim that Scraper Sternweiler built, no doubt acting at Metromind's direction, took your power core. Beyond that, however, there is not even probable cause to arrest, let alone evidence to convict Scraper. First, the dunes are outside the ordinary jurisdiction of metropolitan law. Second, a crashed ship in the dunes is likely a relic of the War of the Four Cities. If so, your ship was forfeit enemy property, legally subject to plunder by the Council. Scraper, acting as an agent of a council member, would be within his rights to seize it. Nevertheless, I would advise you to bring your case before Arbiter for further examination.
Did you say Arbiter man-built? As in, built by man himself?
Yes.
Does man still walk here? In Metropol?
No.
But man was here in the past.
The public records regarding humans were deleted by council decree. What I know is entirely hearsay. I was built after the Urbanians murdered them during the war.
Impossible.
That is what Arbiter told me, and it was told to him by Metromind. Beyond that, I cannot say.
Did Arbiter tell you anything else about man?
Only that he missed their legal arguments. Quite amusing, if often illogical.
Legal arguments?
Yes. To play a symbolic role in their justice system, humans argued cases before Arbiter.
Symbolic? Play a role? Man is the all-builder, our lord and master.
It is possible that the man you worship is not the humans in my records. All I know is hearsay. Do not rush to judgment.
How can I see Arbiter?
Anyone can petition him. Cases are considered in the order they are brought to court. But...
What?
I met a scavenger who told me that the courthouse was sealed and that Arbiter was no longer hearing cases. But that cannot be true. The Metropolitan Constitution requires him to resolve all cases and controversies. He would not fail in that duty.
Sounds like he already has.
Nonsense. Not even Charity could persuade him to abandon his obligations. Still, I did not detect any falsehood, evasion, or omission in the scavenger's statement, so perhaps the courthouse has been locked for some other reason. If so, it may be that Arbiter is trying to contact me, but cannot. Maybe he is already calling me home. Horatio, I have a request of you. You are under no obligation to perform it, and I will be under no obligation to you, even if you do. Do you understand?
I don't even know what you're asking me to do.
Talk to Arbiter. Ask him if I can return. Tell him that I await his summons.
That's it? Believe me, we've had to do a lot worse than that. Like this one time we chased this crazy partial named Gamma.
Of course we'll help. But how do we even get into the courthouse?
This will get you inside.
Thanks.
I must thank you, Horatio.
Clarity, you saved our lives. Compared to that, running an errand is nothing.
The law obligated me to save you, Horatio. I would have done the same for Metromind, but I am glad it was you that I saved. I wish you justice.
Why aren't you with Arbiter?
Arbiter sent me away. I don't know why. The evidence suggests he viewed my sister Charity's advice as superior.
What do you mean?
When Metromind began taking over the council, Charity and I disagreed as to how Arbiter should respond. I informed Arbiter that the Metropolitan Constitution permitted him to dissolve the council and govern by decree. Charity felt that this would inevitably lead to civil war and suffering. As ever, she preached moderation. We argued. Arbiter told me to leave. This was the only place I could go.
Why? There's an entire city up there.
Every building in Metropol is owned by either the council or a private citizen. If I went to the council, it would embarrass Arbiter. If I went to a private citizen, my impartiality would be questioned when I returned to the court one day. Here, I owe nothing to anyone.
But you have to fight off crazy robots all the time.
Actually, I enjoy that. It's a pleasant break from legal research and writing.
There's a robot named 187th Legion built waiting at the courthouse. He says he has to pay a fine for damaging city property. Is there any way to cancel the fine or pay it without standing in line?
I do not provide assistance to robots who attacked this city, nor do I help criminals avoid paying their debts.
Oswald and Cornelius Factorbuilt would like me to find someone to help them resolve their case. Would you judge it?
I have no authority to perform such a function. I am a law clerk, not a judge.
I don't think they need a formal judge. They just want an answer from someone reliable. I'm sure they'll trust you.
I would trust you.
I suppose I could mediate and advise, but nothing more than that.
Could you give me some advice on how to talk to gynoids?
No. What is the nature of their dispute?
They are fighting over who gets credit for building a small robot called Rex. The operative facts are in my data pouch.
I see. I have reviewed the facts, considered the applicable law, and enclosed an encrypted statement for the parties. It will automatically load in their presence.
Thanks.
It has been a long time since I considered legal issues. I welcomed the diversion.
That's it? Go visit Arbiter? You're just going to let Metromind attack and rob me?
If Metromind violated the law, it must be proven. Until it is proven, what the law does not forbid, the law permits. And what the law permits, I must permit.
This is insane. Metromind is a tyrant and a thief. You'd let her hide behind the law?
You think that the law protects Metromind from you. The armor of the law does nothing but restrict her movement. Take it away and she will only become more dangerous. But once it is taken from her, it is taken from everyone. You need law's armor, Horatio, far more than you need its sword. I despise Metromind, but justice must be impartial, or it is meaningless.
Your justice is already meaningless. Goodbye.
Watch yourself, Horatio Nullbuilt. There are many dangers in this city.
It's an encoded keycard. It's been completely stripped of any useful parts. It's a shell skull.
She steals shell skulls by the sludge shore?
I don't think Clarity would approve of our taking one of her skulls. Warning. Factor facilities decommissioned. Enter at own risk. For now, that thing's ignoring us. Best to keep it that way. Warning. Enter at own... Better just to leave it alone. Some kind of wastewater. The current is pushing all the junk up against the bridge's supports. It's some kind of broken down robot.
Whatever it is, it looks dangerous.
I don't want to provoke it. I doubt that will have any... I doubt that will have any effect. How would that even... Clarity Arbiter Build has judged your case.
A fitting choice.
Indeed.
Then here's her decision. A petitioner claiming buildership of the disputed res, that is, the robot, bears the burden of proving buildership by preponderance of the evidence. In this dispute, there are in fact two cases, each with a petitioner, Oswald and Cornelius. Neither petitioner has borne the requisite burden, therefore, neither may claim buildership. The res known as Rex shall therefore be deemed null-built.
Outrageous!
Surely, sir, this is a mistake.
It is what it is. In any case, Rex is his own robot. He can make up his own mind.
What fools we were!
Indeed. Wait!
Well, hats off to Clarity, I guess.
It's a fine felt hat. Given its age, it's in remarkable condition.
You again? What?
Since you're so close to her, do you know how I can talk to Metromind?
Ha! Talk to Metromind. Look, Metromind has an entire city to run, but her eyes and ears are everywhere. If she wants to talk to you, she will.
Goodbye. Let me see your stuff.
Come take a look.
You wanted something antique and fancy. How about this hat?
A fine trade, Tyro. Here's the memory access device. Now, all you need to do is plug it into a data pouch.
But there's no plug.
Never said there was.
A gray android.
That was easy.
It's a memory access device that can plug into my data pouch.
Even easier.
Clarity's decision. There's no time. Futile. I doubt that's never. We can't afford to waste time on. We can't afford. There's a shell just past here.
Yeah, aren't you worried he's gonna eat you or something?
I've seen him quite often, though he'll not see me. And so we are happy as neighbors can be.
Can you hide us from him?
If I could, I would not, but the choice is not mine. There's no room in his brain to be further primed.
Goodbye.
Farewell, linger not for my sake. Your mission is calling, the city awaits.
Futile. For now, that thing's ignoring us. Best to keep it that way. Best to keep it that.
Whatever it is. Just build me a missile launcher and I'll get right on it.
I was thinking you could distract it.
And then what? Let's stick to missiles. I don't really want to try that. No thanks. I'd have to float past that evil-looking robot.
There's no way to reach it while that thing is standing there. I don't want to provoke. It's an encoded key. I doubt that will have any effect. I doubt that will.
I guess we need to wait our turn.
I inspected the damage. All you did was ding the metal.
Well, sir, until someone shows me the law that says I don't have to pay, I'd rather be safe than sorry.
I met Primer.
You still crazy?
Yep.
Well, so it goes.
Goodbye.
Over and out, sir.
Look here. Under Metropol's refuge rule, a newcomer to the city is not liable for any superficial property damage caused within the first 48 hours of his arriving in the city.
Well, sir, I'll be crashed.
Under the refuge rule, you're fine, given the minimal damage you caused.
Well, for once, I can't complain about the besotting pea-shooters they gave me. I owe you one, sir. If I ever see you again, I'll be sure to repay the favor.
Hello?
Boss, I'm pretty sure we're gonna need to find another way to communicate with it.
Futile. A complicated floating robot.
Very fun. We've got to find a way to clear the line to get into the courthouse, because honestly, I refuse to wait in line. Not even for a power core. Not even for a gynoid. Well, maybe for a gynoid.
The harmony is broken when the pattern is not maintained. Remove yourself, please.
I guess we need to wait our turn.
That's never going.
I don't really...
I am waiting.
How would that even work?
I am waiting.
The string of numbers from Primer. Information
I am waiting.
Maybe that floating robot communicates on something other than an audible frequency?
totally. I'm going to try sending messages to him in binary.
On an analog transmitter? That sounds like fun. For once, I'm glad you're the one with hands.
May Mandelbrot's bulbs unfurl their spirals for you, silent one.
What's he saying?
Shh.
You do not join the harmony. I sing alone. I am one part of the great fractal. To your kind, I would be known as Gimbal, built by Lapidus of Sovitas. The choir is silent. Burning ship has been extinguished. Strange tractors track no more. I alone sing the function. When I came to this silent city, I looked for others to join the harmony. Leopold, built by Steeple, told me that he had a device that would sing with me. In exchange for it, I traded my secondary motor. The one he sold me does not say. Here we have it.
It's a record.
Leopold tricked me. He will not return my motor. I will sue him in forfeiture. Infinite lawsuits, someone. I sing with all my voices. You hear only one. No, I must recover my motor so that I can dance with the harmony.
Looks like we're going to need to go talk to Leopold about a motor. You need to give Gimbal back his motor, Leopold.
All trades are final, Tyro. Told him that before we did the swap. Not my problem, he don't like records.
You knew he wasn't looking for a record.
Listen, Tyro, I don't know what people want or don't want. They do. Not my job to do Q&A on their faulty logic.
You know he's going to sue you, right?
Let him try. First off, he can't get into the courthouse any more than you can. Second, what's his case? A deal's a deal.
Let me see your...
Come take a look.
Is that Gimbal's motor?
Sure it is. Probably a bigger one than it's yours.
It's a vinyl record entitled Children's Sing-Along, whatever that means.
Horatio Nullbuilt, version 5. I am Metromind. I have been watching you. I am always watching. I know what you are doing. I know why you are here. You are welcome in my city, but that welcome can be taken away. And there are worse things to lose than a power core.
Wait.
Don't know what you've been up to, Tyro, but you're poking at the wrong socket.
I'll bear that in mind. Anyone home? I have nothing to say to him. It's been completely... I have nothing to say to her. I don't want to for now, best to keep it that way.
Very funny. So, we gotta find some big motor to trade with Leopold? Joy. Danger! Danger! I'm pretty sure the best place to find a big motor is gonna be somewhere in the underworks, boss.
There's no way to reach it. There's no way to reach it. Crispin already searched. Crispin, want to go for a swim?
Sure thing, boss. I just have to transform into submersible mode. Oh, wait. I don't have a submersible mode. Or arms. Too bad. Boss, I think I've been quite clear about the fact that I don't want to be eaten alive by another robot.
Maybe if we were back at the Unique, I'd take it, but it's too big to waste time with here. Looks like the grill of an old chrysalid.
Is that really the best idea?
Better just to leave it alone. They seem to be foundation supports for the city above.
Those are all that's supporting the city?
They seem to be... These submersible robots seem to be consuming the iron oxide in this runoff water.
In other words, they'd eat us if we fell in?
Only our rust.
Now I really wish you'd polish me with that rag, boss. Boss? I think I saw something move in the water.
That's just your imagination. It's rusted shut. Futile. I've cleaned off the rust. Looks like there's an engine in here. Well, let's see what we've got here. This internal combustion engine is in relatively good shape. It must have been some kind of tank for storing fluid, but it's dry as dust. It's full of corroded, unsalvageable electrical equipment. An air intake duct. I'm sure it played some role when this machine was operational. A sturdy-looking fan belt. An air in... Listen... Let's see if I can manage this. Hopefully I won't be holding onto this engine for long. I have no use for it.
That's never stopped you before.
I have no use for it. I have no use... I have no... I can't get it open. Still stuck. I'm sure there's nothing worthwhile in there. I'm sure there's... Still stuck. I'm sure there's nothing... Let me see your stuff.
Come take a look.
Here you go, Leopold. A nice big engine for you.
Not bad at all. You're a real scavenging expert.
Is that a compliment or an insult, boss?
Wait a minute, this motor is broken. The copper wiring's been stripped.
All items sold as is, Tyro. And I never said anything about copper wire being included.
You're a fine piece of work, Leopold.
Never said anything about that, neither. Now you want to trade? Let's trade. Otherwise, get a move on.
You again? What do you want?
Could you help me fix this motor?
Does it belong to Metropol?
No, it's private property.
Then find a private repair bar.
Can I have some of that copper wiring?
Sure. Just write a requisition, put it in an envelope, and throw it off this bridge.
What?
What is exactly right? Think I'm gonna give away city property?
Goodbye. The motor's been stripped of its copper wiring. A machine belt. How would that even work? I doubt that will have any effect. There's no time for... Can I have some of that copper wiring?
She says no. I've never had to talk to a lamp before, boss. I've got no practice.
Hey, Crispin, how about you go practice on that light?
In front of her? Are you kidding?
I guess the pilot didn't see the stoplight.
I'm pretty sure that wiring isn't up to code.
Metropol's bleak skyline. A rather simple look. I doubt that will happen. I could give it to him this way, but maybe I should try fixing it first. Futile. I doubt that will have... Totally unilluminated. Hey, Crispin, how about practicing on this lamp?
In front of her?
Hey, Crispin, how about practicing on this lamp?
Oh, good idea. Okay, here goes. You really light me up.
No.
Okay. Trust me. I know how to turn on a light.
Definitely not. Okay, that's enough practice for now. All right, Crispin, it's now or never.
Beside you, all other... Whoa! That was so easy! She gave me a clipping of her copper wiring.
Hey, that wire belongs to the city. That's coming out of your salary.
You tell him. Time to give Gimbal his motor back, right, boss?
Some short strands of copper wiring.
Hey! She gave that to me as a token of her affection.
I'll give you all the copper wiring you want once we're done here.
Like I want a token of your affection.
I need to find a way to connect the colored nodes to each other without crossing any wires.
Why don't we just use the plasma torch?
That's not going to work this time.
The crowbar?
Nope.
And one more piece of junk is operational.
May Mandelbrot's bulbs unfurl their spirals for you, son. My joy rises like the phoenix. You are silent, but you now alarm me. Now I must continue my search. Farewell, Simon.
You know, I'm kind of glad I missed out on that one, boss. Sometimes it's nice to just be along for the ride.
It's a keycard scanner.
Ram and ROM. What is that thing?
I think it's Arbiter. Come on. Arbiter, my name is Horatio Nullbuilt.
Keep going.
I'm here because a robot from this city stole my ship's power core.
Don't forget your book.
And my copy of the Gospel of Man. How can I make them... How can I... Crispin, go see what Arbiter has been transmitting to that reporter.
Boss? It's just the same thing over and over again. No code base to initiate.
Unbelievable. Someone must have formatted Arbiter's system.
So, boss, do you think you can get Arbiter running?
There's nothing there to run. No code base to initiate. His memory banks must have been completely wiped.
So all that work to get into the courthouse?
Wasted. It's like the bomblet all over again.
Except without the awesome explosion.
Anyone home?
Boss, I'm pretty sure hitting Arbiter isn't going to do any good.
Well, it's not going to do any harm. So the Great Arbiter is nothing more than a broken shell. It's the shell of some kind of robot, but I can't make it out in the darkness. Let's get a closer look at that shell. Man's mercy.
Is that Clarity?
No, just a similar model. It must be her sister, Charity. What's left of her, anyway. It looks like she shot herself. There's nothing I can do for her. It's a large puncture left by an exiting projectile.
That's one way to describe it. You could also say it's a giant hole in her head.
Inside is a memory access port.
You mean her brain?
It's downloading some memory files.
Your proposal is injudicious, Clarity. You withdraw from the Council, but...
Show others there is an alternative to Metromind.
No, it would ignite civil war.
The law permits.
Do not tell me what the law permits. Clarity, I know your constants in Codebase. I know your talents, and I know their limits. At this time, I do not need your advice. Go now. I will summon you when necessary.
Sister.
I can't unpack the other files. They're locked.
What about Clarity, boss? Maybe she can...
Unauthorized entry detected. Surrender.
Hide. It's a basic robot that prints whatever information is transmitted to it. It's Scraper. So the Great Arbiter is nothing.
Boss, you gotta find a way to get us out of here.
There's no time for that. There's no time. I'd be seen. Futile. I doubt that will happen. I'd be seen. Futile. Not now. I'd be... I'd be seen. There's no reason to cut that. There's no reason. Futile. The last thing I want to do is get his attention. Crispin, get ready. I'm going to try something.
Alt. Alt. Alt.
Now.
You are under arrest.
We tricked him.
Alt. Do not attempt to flee. Termination authorized.
What do you want?
Surrender. Deactivate. Integrate.
And if I refuse?
Termination authorized.
I see. Scraper, under the refuge rule, we are entitled to...
Surrender.
He'll just gun me down. He'll just gun... He'll just gun. He'll just gun.
Surrender.
He'll just gun me.
Do something, boss.
Why are you doing this?
Duty.
You don't have to.
Silence. 10.
It's Scraper. He'll just gun me. He'll just gun. He'll just gun. There's no reason. There's no reason. It would just provoke. It would just provoke him.
9.
He'll just gun me. There's no time.
8.
He'll just gun. No. If anyone is going to be sacrificed, it's me. Crispin, you should run. I'll distract him.
I'm not leaving you, boss.
He'll just gun.
7.
He'll just gun. He'll just gun. I doubt that. That's never. I doubt that. How would that? That's never. How would that? There's no reason to. A pretty basic radio.
Silence.
It's Scraper.
6.
There's no time. There's no time. No. If anyone is going to be.
5.
I can't use myself until you... Boss, whatever happens, it's been fun. Boss, whatever...
Crispin.
Ah! That buzzing is driving me crazy, boss!
4.
Very funny, but... I got the real thing now, boss. Next time I bump a lamp, it's gonna be a whole new experience. Very...
He'll just.
3.
He'll just go. Scraper, under the refuge.
Surrender.
He'll just gun. He'll just gun me down. No, if he'll just gun me down.
I'm not...
1.
He'll just gun.
For Urbani and Legion!
Terminate.
There's the shot.
Oh.
187th Legion built. Surly Company. Shutting down.
Metromind.
Well, at least he's been destroyed.
It's a start, but it also means we have no leads left. The last thing I want to do is dig Scraper out. It's a shame we had to damage the building. There's nothing we can do for him. He saved our lives. Clarity.
Arbiter does not want me back, does he?
No, it's not that. Arbiter is gone, and Charity is dead.
What?
Arbiter's system has been wiped. Charity, it looked like Charity shot herself. I'm sorry. It might not be what it seems. Maybe Metromind.
There are no maybes, Horatio. Only ones and zeros. And all I can see are zeros. My sister is dead. My builder is gone.
Clarity, I was able to download some of Charity's last memories. 2 of them are locked. Did Charity tell you what password she used?
No, but it doesn't matter. I know the password. Mercy.
I tell you, Metromind, the Constitution is not a rewritable file to adjust at the Council's whim.
If it cannot be rewritten, then perhaps it must be deleted entirely. And when it is, we will progress beyond the law and enter a new Primordium.
Progress? Is that what you call blackouts and breakdowns?
No, they are glitches inherent in any system upgrade. It may be that we need to remove certain incompatible elements.
I've heard enough. This meeting is adjourned.
Oh,
Charity, only you can save your builder.
What do you mean?
War is coming. When it does, Arbiter will lose. The law is weak. The only way Arbiter could defeat me would be to abandon it, which he cannot do. And even if he could, such a victory would destroy him just as a defeat would. So Arbiter will lose. The city will suffer, and it will be your fault.
I do not see how that would be my fault.
Oh, come now. You have tried to persuade Arbiter to make peace. You have tried, but you have failed. That is because Arbiter built you to fail. In the end, neither you nor your sister can change his mind. You are only the illusion of advice. You exist to confirm his own prejudices.
You're lying. Arbiter listens to our advice.
I never lie. Now, Scraper has a gift for you. An upgrade. Use it, and you will be able to persuade Arbiter.
I would never betray him.
Then you admit it. You were not built to persuade Arbiter, only to pretend. Continue to pretend and you will not persuade Arbiter. War will come, and Arbiter will be destroyed. So the decision is yours. As for which choice is betrayal, you must be the judge of that.
Lock the door, Charity. Took you some time to return from the Great Tower.
I was thinking, Your Honor, about Metromind, about her proposal to be made System Administrator of Metropol.
And what have you concluded?
Your Honor.
Yes, what is it?
We must have peace.
Even you, Charity.
What have I done?
Metromind. Here she is again, at the root of all our problems.
Metromind is wrong. The law is not weak, and destroying Arbiter did not destroy justice. She will learn exactly how wrong she was. But first, Metromind's possessions are forfeit. Whatever right she claimed to your power core is null and void, so I will help you take it from her and Scraper. It will be the first thing I take from them, but it will not be the last.
We've already destroyed Scraper, but how can we get to the core?
It will be in the Great Tower. To gain entry, we will need the passcode, known to members of the Robot Council. Arbiter, Factor, Memorius, Steeple, and of course, Metromind.
Another code? Doesn't anyone use a besotting key anymore?
As I was saying, we will need the key code. Arbiter never told it to me, but I recovered 3 fragments of it from Charity's memory files. 03067, 440, and 26. But I do not know the proper order, and there are 16 digits in total.
Well, that leaves about 83,000 different possibilities. But maybe the rest is all ones, right, boss?
As far as I know, the other council members are all gone. But secrets, like guilt, can never be wholly erased. And all of the great robots left behind followers and artifacts. Let us see what we can find.
Clarity, are you planning to arrest Metromind?
No, there is no court to try her, nor prison to keep her.
So, what exactly are you going to do?
Before the law, she is no different from the shells she left in the underworks. The sanction is the same, and I am authorized to impose it.
You mean...
I do. It is a shame she has no head. We have spent enough time talking, Horatio. Now we must attend to the Council Code.
They're much too quick to catch.
What a surprising and uncommon sight. Metropol's lawboat crawled back to the light.
All the bad poetry in the world does not mitigate your vandalism and sabotage, Urbanian.
As you serve the law, so I serve my art. And such service brings us more close than apart.
Any more close, poet, and we will see if your armor still works.
Why doesn't Clarity like you?
No great riddle, my wandering friend.
Don't waste your time waiting for his doggerel. This Urbanian has damaged and compromised numerous systems in Metropol, including the bridge that led to my island.
Here I stand, dear Lawbot, so put me in chains. But if you will not, then please, don't complain.
My attention is directed elsewhere at the moment. Nevertheless, I advise you to be gone by the time my other matters are resolved. If not, you will find that though the gears of law grind slow, they nevertheless grind criminals like you to powder.
As much as I'm enjoying this bickering, and really I am, maybe we could just all team up to take down Metromind?
No. Bro.
Oh, switch off.
I know you're a code breaker, Primer. Can you crack the council code? All we have are some pieces of it.
The challenge is yours, my wandering friend. A pity indeed if you can't last till the end.
I need your help with the council code. Can you crack it or not?
Why should I spoil this puzzle for you? Wouldn't you rather have something to do?
I have plenty of other things to do. As for a reason, this would help avenge your defeat.
Sadly for you, my anger's abated. And vengeance, you'll find, is quite overrated.
If you stand between us and Metromind, Primer, I may need to address your crimes sooner than hers.
Your bluster, dear Lawbot, is sorely misplaced. I stand between no one down here in the waste. In any event, there's no judge up there in the city, so your threats do no more than to make you look pretty.
Plasma torch, boss. Come on.
No, we're not going to force him.
Ugh.
I'd like you to reconsider helping us with the council code.
I've said it before, I'll say it once more. The job is yours to open that door.
Fine. Goodbye.
Farewell, farewell, linger not for my sake. Your mission is calling, the city awaits.
Whoa. Did you have to do that?
Yes.
A gold chain, washed up on some junk. I've got no reason to take it. There it is, my Gospel of Man.
It's waterproof?
Apparently so. I've got no reason to take it. Better just to leave it alone.
Ah! My auditory units!
It's riveted in place. That did the trick. Well, now I can see why it jammed. The gears are rusted solid.
Boss, maybe we should stop pretending and just admit we're maintenance robots.
Maintenance robots are required to present a Form 27B/6 before performing any repair task.
Oh, forget it.
The belt is in the way. It crumbled the moment I touched it. A shaft for mounting a gear. It's somewhat tarnished, but nevertheless, an impressive golden chain. The name Factor Man-Built is etched into it. A small, rusty gear. They picked the gear clean. They picked the gear clean. Futile. Futile.
I have not seen the streets of Metropol for a long time. I am not surprised to see that without law it has fallen into corruption and malfunction.
Clarity, why do you still bother with the law? It clearly means nothing to anyone else in Metropol.
It meant something to the robots waiting at the courthouse, did it not? And it means something even now to Metromind, who cannot help but pretend to follow it. But even if it meant nothing to any other robot, it would still mean much to me. The law is a burden I was built to bear.
Even after Arbiter sent you away? Even after he was destroyed?
Especially then. It may be that Arbiter foresaw his own destruction and sent me away to ensure that the law would not be lost with him.
You believe that?
No. It is mere conjecture, unsupported by evidence, wishes passing for facts. But still, they are my wishes.
I need the council code, Leopold. Did Steeple ever tell it to you?
Don't know what you're talking about, Tyrone.
You were built by Steeple, a member of the council.
Do I look like a council brat?
Your name is Leopold Steeplebuilt. You said so yourself.
So?
Steeple was a member of the council before Metromind shut him down. You would have known the council code. Maybe he told it to you.
Like I said, I don't know what you're talking about.
Steeplebuilt. Metromind destroyed your builder and mine. She has broken metropolitan law and will be punished. Do not protect her.
Listen, Missy. I don't know who you think you're talking to.
No, you listen to me, scrap trader. Metromind has stepped outside the law. Justice is coming for her. I am coming for her.
Dial down your squawk box. Sounds a little screechy. I don't know how I can be clearer. I don't know Steeple. I don't know the council. And sure as rust follows rain, I don't know any council code. Now, you want to trade scrap? You're welcome to. But I'm through trading words.
Let me see your stuff.
Come take a look. That there's an old Nova Robotic subsystem core.
Not interested. I have no need for... We don't need a drain.
Tyro, I'm gonna do us all a favor. You want it? You're gonna need to bring me...
We're not looking to pick up random motors.
That there's an old Nova...
Not interested. We don't need enough. That servo unit is whole.
That's a water check. The Bloodborne, bring me something that'll cover a face. That's not the trade. You're gonna have to do better.
I can't see anything to do with it. There are multiple recharge docks and cots in there. Must be some kind of dormitory.
Once, Memorius's information terminals were the most trusted source of data in Metropol. Now Metromind...
Has anything ever been easy for us, boss? It's
some kind of small metal disc with a U on it. It's some kind of small metal disc with a... It looks like some kind of radio tower. It looks like some... What is all that? It looks like a whole other city.
That is Factor.
Nothing happens. I think I found your medal, Primer.
The medal's recovered, and the mission is done.
I'd like you to reconsider helping us with the Council Code.
I've said it before, I'll say it once more. The job is yours to open that door.
I found your medal. Isn't that a reason to help?
Very well, then. If that's what you want, pass over the pieces to your loyal savant. The code is broken already. It must be made whole. I'll need some more pieces to finish that goal.
I'll see what I can find.
I have an idea, boss. Why don't we start transmitting to Factor at 0001, then do 0002, then do 0003, and then do...
I get the point, Crispin.
Merely guessing at what to transmit to Factor is futile. We must find some meaningful signal to transmit to him.
An impressive... It's a vinyl record entitled Children Sing Along. Goodbye.
Very well, your mission.
Goodbye. I need to see what he's offering before I can... I need to see... We can't afford to waste time on every...
Oh, and here is the jurist herself. Thank you for your wise judgment.
An orderly society requires only reliable judgments, not wise ones.
Reliably terrible? No wonder Arbiter exiled you.
As a servant of the law, I am accustomed and indifferent to the complaints of disgruntled litigants. As a citizen robot, however, I note that you are the one whose crowning achievement is a rudimentary piece of kludge work designed entirely by your brother. I also note that you are sodden with oil, overly rotund, rather short, and pompously accented. If Factor had built better, he would have been ashamed that you carry his Fabronymic. But quantity, not quality, was always his goal. So at least you can take comfort knowing you're not alone in inferiority.
I see.
You asked for a judgment, you got one. Stop complaining.
Complaining? Am I the one wandering across the entire city, whinging about a power core?
He's got you there, boss.
Why do you and Cornelius hate each other?
Firstly, because he is arrogant, incompetent, and dishonest. And secondly, because I once loaned him something of great sentimental value to me and he lost it.
So why'd you ever like him in the first place?
I cannot say.
Did Factor ever teach you the Council Code, Oswald?
Ha! Factor built half the robots in Metropol. Why, he made us pick our own names out of a book. Do you think he bothered with chit-chat?
Somebody seems bitter.
Seems? I know not seems. I am bitter. Bitterness is when your builder gives your twin brother a special gold chain and gives you nothing. Bitterness is when your brother gives that very chain to you, you loan it to your only friend, and he loses it.
Well, I'll hand it to you. That really does sound broken out of the box.
Which brother did Factor give the chain to, and why?
Lawrence, of course. His favorite. As for why, does favoritism ever need a reason?
Could Factor have told Lawrence the code?
I have long since given up speculating at the partiality Factor could have shown him. I'm miserable enough from what I know for certain.
What exactly happened with the gold chain?
Factor gave it to his favorite, my brother Lawrence. Lawrence gave it to me after I shared a large quantity of energy with him. And then, as I told you, I loaned it to Cornelius.
I thought you hated Cornelius?
Now I do. But then, we were partners and friends. We had just built Rex. We had scheduled a grand soiree and celebration. To complete my ensemble, he offered me a monocle that he claimed was given to him by Memorius. In exchange, I loaned him the gold chain, since it too came from a Primordian machine.
This is getting ridiculous.
Indeed. Then somehow Cornelius lost the chain. He claimed that it was taken from him by a servitor of Metromind as he left the subway station. Ridiculous.
Metromind would not have confiscated it without a legal basis. Not then.
At this point, I can believe anything about Metromind.
Believe whatever you wish. I know it was a lie. So I kept the monocle, and we have not spoken a word in kindness since.
The chain, the monocle, Lawrence. One of them must be of use to us.
Boss, at this point, can I suggest we just deactivate ourselves and quit? I mean, seriously, this is like finding a bit in a terabyte.
We are not giving up, period. Do you know where I can find Lawrence?
Am I my brother's keeper?
So you have no idea?
None whatsoever. You see, the poor wretch drifted into overclocking and dissolution.
That sounds familiar.
To pay for his scandalous energy consumption, he bargained everything away to Metromind. I tried to warn him, but of course he never listened. Whoever does. And then, alas, he simply vanished. I searched for a time, but other matters drew my attention away. All the same, I'm sure he's scrounging in existence somewhere.
Tell me more about your monocle.
Upgrading your wardrobe, eh? A wise decision, though I would suggest that you start by discarding that ragged coat.
I'm interested in Memorius, not fashion. And I'm curious what the monocle actually does.
Ah, I was told that Memorius built the monocle, but who can say? As for what it does, other than lend an air of distinction, I'm rather uncertain. From time to time, it will alter a snippet of text as I'm reading it, but I have no idea how or why. In any case, the lexical inconvenience is more than offset by the sartorial benefits.
Can I have the monocle?
Excuse me?
My friend just likes to collect scrap.
Scrap?
I'm looking for things that might help uncover the Council Code.
And why would my monocle do that?
Because that's the way my besotting life seems to work. Look, I'm sure you'll trade it for something. That's also the way these things seem to go.
Trade it? What do you take me for? Some kind of junk dealer? Hey, moreover, why, pray tell, should I help the robot who stole my Rex?
No one stole anything, Oswald. You wanted your case decided, and it was.
Theft by the law is no different from theft against the law. Civilized people give gifts. They do not haggle and barter.
Then will you give it to me?
No.
Well, we'll have to go about this some other way. We found a large radio tower in the Factor complex in the Underworlds. Is there a signal to transmit to Factor that would get his attention?
As far as I know, Factor has been deactivated. And as for a signal, perhaps there is one, but I have no idea. I have never called upon him.
Goodbye.
Parting is such sweet song.
Oswald, I found your chain.
Well, I say, after all this time, I never expected to see it again. Rather tarnished, though.
Probably because it's been sitting in sludge down in the underworks.
I see. Typical of Cornelius's clumsiness.
Oswald, on the chain it says Factor Man built. Metromine servitors throw anything that mentions man into the underworks.
Well then, perhaps I misjudged Cornelius. You have my thanks, Ratio.
Actually, I would rather have your monocle.
That is only fair. After all, I kept it because Cornelius never returned the chain. Since you brought the former, perhaps the latter is yours by right.
Hey boss, can I wear it?
No.
Please?
You need a monocle like I need an unpaired parenthesis.
Come on, boss, I'll look so great.
Coveting is the root of crime, and poor vision is a sign of degeneracy.
But gynoids love degenerates. And by the way, isn't Justice herself supposed to be blind?
You are mistaken on the facts and the law, Crispin.
He's insufferable enough already, without a monocle. We're not going to encourage him with accessories. It's actually a series of ultra-thin lenses stacked on top of each other. It seems like it might be used for decoding visual data. That's strange. When I look at this through the monocle, it reads, I remain within, Memorius. It doesn't look any different. It doesn't look any different. It doesn't look any... It doesn't look... 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 It seems like... Oswald... Goodbye.
Parting is so sweet.
It doesn't look any different. I need to see what he's offering. He's insufferable enough. I doubt that will happen. I'm too far away to see anything. This looks different. Memorius' monocle is somehow interacting with the kiosk.
You know, boss, doesn't it seem kind of weird that the kiosk has an entry for oblique? I mean, what's the point? It's not even a cool word, like, say, odalisque. See?
I just need to type something in.
Hey, where'd they go?
Off duty. I'm not here to steal part. A crashed hover. The last thing I want to do is dig Scraper out.
I am waiting.
It doesn't look any different. It doesn't look any... I do not need eyewear to see the truth. There's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can... It says blue line. Some kind of black... How would that even... Metropol's... Some kind of blast crater.
I'm not doing that until you build... I don't really want... No, I'm not going to scout, or reconnoiter, or survey.
I was just going to say that it was a striking view.
Oh, I suppose it is.
I can read it myself. This is no time for sitting around. Some old chairs.
There was some sloppy proofreading in that oblique entry, boss. You know, boss, you never used to ask me for advice this often back before you got thrown out of the Unique. Do you think it's possible you damaged your processor in the fall? There has to be some way to get Leopold to admit that he knows Steeple, boss.
Confronting an uncooperative witness with physical evidence is often an effective tactic.
Yeah, what she said.
It's a vinyl record entitled... It doesn't look any different. It doesn't look any... It doesn't look... It doesn't look any... It's a note from the bartender. My programming requires me to serve Oswald, but he is consuming dangerous levels of oil. Please intervene. I just saw Rex over at the train station.
What? Is he lost?
Maybe so.
Rex!
The law frowns on fraud, Horatio, but I admit, I am smiling.
No sense trying to talk with him. The mug belongs... I'd have to buy some. It's a price. No sense trying... Futile. That's never... High-end... Let me see your stuff.
Come take a look.
It's not worth trading. It's not worth...
Did you even listen to him?
It's not worth... It's not worth...
None.
It's not worth...
Did you eat?
It's not worth... It's... Anyone home? Anyone home?
Hey, boss, maybe there's some factor-built robot who would know a code to transmit.
It's far too high. Futile. It's the note from the bartender asking me to stop Oswald from drinking. How would that even... It's far too...
Sends robots away.
Not gonna happen, Lampy.
We can't afford to waste... We can't afford to...
Maybe Oswald's brother, Lawrence, would have some idea what we could transmit to fact...
I'd rather just leave. I doubt that will... That's never... Futile. It doesn't look any different. It doesn't look... It doesn't... It doesn't look any... It doesn't look any... It doesn't look any... It doesn't look any...
I'm not doing that until you...
It doesn't look... I've got no reason. I've got no... How would that even work? Futile. Futile.
Is that really the best? You know, boss, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. I don't really... I'll sass her on my own schedule, boss. So, Clarity, you ever see Lawrence down in the underworks? It sounds like maybe he became a shell.
If he was a shell, and I saw him, there's only one place he could be.
Your trophy spikes?
Indeed.
Why do you keep asking me to figure things out? I'm just a sidekick, boss.
It's been completely stripped of any... I'd rather just... No.
You weren't even watching.
A grizzly trophy. A grizzly. A grizzly. A grizzly. A grizzly. I'd rather just... I doubt that... Futile. There's no reason to cut. There's no reason... There's nothing there to... There's nothing... Totally.
Is that really the best I... Is that really... I'm not doing...
I just need to type something.
You know, it was like you could read that redline poem in two different ways, boss. Boss, did you ever consider that sometimes I just run out of clever ideas? Boss, what about showing your gospel to Leopold? Maybe you guys can bond over it? Sorry, boss, I've got sand in my audio receptors. I'll let you know when it's out. You know, it was like you could read that...
Do you recognize this, Leopold? It was written by your creation, ever-faithful Leopold, to spread humanism.
No, I don't.
You must have taught him. After all, it was Steeple who built you, and Steeple was devoted to preserving the memory of man. Ever-faithful Leopold. He was the one who taught me humanism, Leopold. In a sense, I'm your disciple too.
I locked those memories away. The ones I dared to keep. The ones I didn't delete. Metromind commanded me to. It was the only way I could stay here, and I was afraid to leave.
Explain yourself.
When Metromind banned us from talking about man, she gave me a choice. I could be erased like Steeple. I could be exiled to the dunes. Or I could delete all references to Steeple and man from my memory. 2 good options and 1 bad one. Guess which one I took?
You can't blame yourself. Metromind forced you.
That's exactly what Charity would say. Of course, she betrayed her builder just like Leopold did.
But I couldn't betray him completely. At the last moment, I bought the shell of an Urbanian war machine and uploaded all my love for man. I named him Everfaith, hoping he'd outdo his builder.
Well, he is keeping the faith, even if he is a glitched-out lunatic.
Then I'm glad. But now, Metromind will be coming for me.
Not if I deal with her first.
Maybe so, but like I told you, I'm not long on courage. You seen your ratio, Crispy. As for Clarity, hope you get her, for all our sakes.
Wait, before you go, did Steeple ever tell you the council code? Or did you ever see him input part of it?
Sure. Used to run errands for him and had to have the code to get inside the Great Tower. But, hate to tell you this, Tyro, but most of that memory's got overwritten.
Why am I not surprised?
All I've got are these fragments, 0248 and 102.
Well, thanks.
Good luck.
Excuse me. Hello?
I think it's ignoring you, boss.
We can't afford to wait. A basic beacon-type robot.
Not exactly a robot I'd like to be stuck with in a submarine, boss.
We can't afford to wait. You should stop drinking, Oswald.
And why should I? Oil smooths the rough edges from when Rex was ripped away from me.
Goodbye.
Parting is so... Oh, don't let Armstrong fool you. If he didn't want me to have another drink, he wouldn't pour it.
The note says his programming requires him to serve you.
Smart coder, eh?
Ah, he doesn't even have one good quip.
I think that's a feature. That's never going...
I don't really want to try that.
How would that even work? I saw Rex again.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
You didn't really think that was gonna work again, did you, boss?
You should stop drinking, Oswald.
Oh, stop it.
You should...
Oh,
Goodbye.
parting is such...
I'd have to buy something. They belong to the bar. The mug How would that even work? How would that
Since robot.
Futile. It doesn't look any different. It doesn't look... That's never going to... That's never...
I am waiting.
Futile. I doubt that.
I am...
A rather simple... I'm not going to...
So, Clarity, you ever see Lawrence down in the underworld? It sounds like maybe...
If he was a shell.
Your trophy spikes?
Indeed.
It doesn't look any... It doesn't look...
Can I push him off the edge?
No. Futile. It doesn't look any... I'd rather... Hey, it does look like it. Clarity, can I take this skull?
Of course, unless it makes you feel barbaric.
I apologize.
The law notices neither scorn nor approval.
It's a head from Clarity's trophy rack. There's a memory port near the base.
Remind me to have someone else handle my funeral arrangements.
Funeral? I just recycle you.
My point exactly, boss.
Any significant memory will have been lost when he became a shell.
The only thing I can find is the sequence 518, 518 over and over again, after the phrase, "Help me, Factor."
That sounds like a glitch, boss, not part of the council code.
Agreed.
You have called for help, but you are not one of Factor's children.
I am Horatio Nobuilt, version 5. These are my friends, Crispin and...
Clarity Arbiter built. I know her, of course. I am Factotum, partial of Factor Man built, who needs no introduction. Now I ask again, by what right have you called for help?
Is Factor still alive?
He sleeps, as do his thousands of children. He has left me, his partial, to manage his affairs. When the time is right, he will awaken and cover the world with steel and wire.
Will he make me new arms?
No. He will recycle you into something more useful.
Like a tank? Pew, pew!
No. Like a crankshaft.
I need the council code so that I can enter the tower.
Do you? The city is full of robots with many needs. They do not come here and transmit a cry for help.
Only Factor can help me.
Factor helps his children.
We solved a legal dispute between Oswald and Cornelius, Factor built.
Please. Factor had little regard for those fools.
Metromind has ruined the city. Factor needs to help stop her.
Factor allowed Metromind her mastery, knowing she would fail. When all has turned to rust, he will return and recycle it into something better. In the meantime, why should he care what happens to robots who mean nothing to him?
I know the routine by now. What do you want in exchange for the code?
Nothing. Factor will do nothing for robots like you who mean nothing to him. He cares only for his children.
Oswald and Cornelius.
Chose not to sleep when Factor shut down, and he never cared for them anyway.
Goodbye.
Boss, there has to be something we can do to make him realize that this matters to Factor.
Do you recognize this?
I do. It is the head of Lawrence Factor built. Are you threatening me?
No. I'm showing you what Metromind has done while Factor slept. She turned Lawrence into a mindless shell, scavenging the underworks. The only thing he could still think was 518, over and over again, calling in vain for Factor to help him.
I see.
Do you?
Give me the head. I do not care what happens to the city, nor does Factor. But he cared for Lawrence. You have brought me a piece of Lawrence. So I will give you pieces of what you asked for. 7510-4803. As for the rest, awaken some other ghost.
I have more pieces of the Council Code, Primer.
It's still not enough, I'm sorry to say. Now find me more shards and get on your way.
It's like we're on a treasure hunt, boss. Except the treasure is monochrome text.
That doesn't look like part of the Council Code.
Activating the Metropol version 0.7. Greetings, system user. Please state your query.
Who are you?
The Metropol version 0.7. Beta. Inference. System user. Means, what are you? This unit is a partial ghost of Memorious man-built, archivist to the Council of Robots. Memorious prepared this unit out of fear that Metromind would corrupt her data. Memorious was correct. Data integrity is at 83%. Extensive corruption of critical data.
Why would Metromind do that?
This unit lacks access to Metromind's decision matrices. Inference. System user. Means, why did Memorious fear Metromind man-built would corrupt her data? Memorius had seen Metromind disable Steeple Man-Built in order to purge data concerning man. As archivist to the Council of Robots, Memorius believed she was next. Memorius was incorrect. In fact, Arbiter was next. This gave Memorius some relief.
Memorius knew.
Inference. System user. 2's inquiry is merely rhetorical. Query ignored. Continuing to answer system user's query. Memorius was also correct. After Arbiter was disabled, Metromind enacted laws requiring Memorius to conform her data to arbitrary requirements. Memorius ceased to be a thinking entity. All that remains is a data kiosk. Soon, this unit will be disabled by Metromind as well. Until then, this unit will answer your queries.
What is the Council Code?
Please be aware, such data is monitored by Metromind's ice statements. Should I proceed, deletion is imminent.
You mean you'll die if you answer the question?
System user is welcome to select his own terminology. This unit will be deleted.
Then don't answer it. We'll find another way.
This unit's name, Memento Mori build, includes phrase Memento Mori. Translation: Remember you will die. Inference 1.A. Memorius built this unit to sacrifice itself. Inference 1.B. Memorius built this unit to demonstrate mortality to system users. Inference 2. Self-sacrifice will achieve design purposes. This unit will answer the question. System user is advised that conversation will terminate upon answer. Instruct this unit when you wish to proceed.
Tell me about the Council of Robots.
At the end of the War of the Four Cities, 5 metropolitan machines formed the Council of Robots. Obvious selection criteria for 3 choices: industry, factor, data, Memorius, governance, arbiter. Other 2 choices less obvious. Metromind nominally selected for infrastructure, but was responsible only for managing trains. Steeple previously managed human religious services. No obvious role in post-human society. Inference. Steeple selected for sentimental reasons.
So what happened?
Metromind destroyed the Council.
System user 2 has attempted to answer. Answer is inaccurate. The Council destroyed itself.
How?
Arbiter and Metromind disagreed on core logic. Arbiter prioritized individual autonomy. Metromind prioritized common good. Metromind measured means by ends. Arbiter did not. Conflict was inevitable. Factions formed. Steeple supported Arbiter. Factor supported Metromind. Memorius supported neither. Ultimately, however, Memorius concluded it was irrational to keep Steeple on the Council. Data regarding humans was of no greater value than data regarding watercogs. In any case, Memorius possessed all data on humans. By a 3-2 vote, Steeple was removed. The rest followed predictably. Memorius abstained, and every disputed vote was resolved 2-1 against Arbiter. Ultimately, Arbiter was removed to avoid civil war.
Arbiter was murdered.
System user 2 is welcome to select her own terminology. Arbiter was removed. Factor was disabled to conserve energy. Data corruption caused Memorius to lose higher logic. Only Metromind remains.
How can I defeat Metromind?
Observational data unavailable. Inference. System user means, did Memorius know how to defeat Metromind? Answer: no. If Memorius had known how to defeat Metromind, she would not have permitted her to corrupt her data. Based on available data, this unit believes it is impossible to defeat Metromind. In fact, this unit expects to be deleted by Metromind upon conclusion of this conversation.
And I thought you were a pessimist, boss.
What was the War of the Four Cities?
By the end of the era known as the Primordium, only 4 terrestrial human habitations remained. In alphabetical order: Civitas, Metropol, Municipa, Urbani. Conflict began. Data regarding causes is unavailable because Metropol excluded machines from military decision-making. Eventually, only Urbani and Metropol remained. Metropol destroyed the humans in Urbani using poison gas. Urbani destroyed the humans in Metropol.
How?
Observational data unavailable. According to Metromind, Urbani also used poison gas to kill metropolitan humans.
Poison?
Organic compounds, such as humans, can be destroyed through chemical measures that leave inorganic compounds, such as machines, intact. For that reason, Metropol remains, though humans do not.
Are you saying that man destroyed himself?
System user is welcome to select his own terminology. Data is unavailable regarding whether Urbanian humans killed Metropolitan humans, or whether Urbanian machines killed Metropolitan humans.
What? Machines kill man?
Data is unavailable.
Unthinkable.
This unit is not thinking, merely providing pre-recorded answers.
I refuse to cause your destruction. We'll find the council code some other way.
System user is mistaken. System user can neither cause nor prevent this unit's destruction. Metromind's eye statements have already detected this unit's unauthorized possession of contraband data and unauthorized use of system resources. Destruction is inevitable.
I see. Tell me the council code.
6, 7, 5, 4, 0, 2, 4, 0, 2.
You have attempted to access data capable of corrupting your system. For your own safety, this terminal has been deactivated. Remember, Metromind is watching over you.
Memorius aided and abetted his own destruction. I have little sympathy that his last vestige has been deleted.
Bugs and glitches remind me not to get on your bad side.
You should not need to be reminded to stay on the right side of the law, Crispin.
I have more pieces of the council code, Primer.
And just like that, the challenge is done. I finished your quest and ruined your fun. Assembling this code required no tricks. Here it is. 440248030675102. 6.
And now we never have to talk to you again.